Can I eliminate risk? Not really. There's always going to be some inherent risk in everything we do. But there are different responses that you can take to reduce that risk. For instance, you can mitigate the risk by putting appropriate controls and safeguards in place to decrease the impact of that risk. For example, seatbelts on a car. You know that there's a possibility that you may get into a car accident. A seatbelt helps mitigate the damage that could occur in the event of an accident. There's also risk transference. This is having someone else assume the responsibility and liability for that risk. A good example of that is insurance. In the event that the car accident occurs, you don't have to deal with the burdens of paying for all that yourself. You've got a third party, your insurance company, who will come in and pay the bill for you. You still have to pay for them, but again, the full financial risk isn't on you as an individual. There's also risk deterrence, which is enacting enough safeguards to try to prevent that risk from even happening. Risk avoidance is basically just looking at a completely alternative approach. You're worried about the risk of being in a car accident, so you chose not to drive a car. Ever. Then there's risk acceptance. That's looking at the risk, the costs, and whether it's possible to avoid, and if it can be transferred, and then deciding there's nothing you can really do about it. And lastly, there is risk rejection. That is, choosing to do nothing about the risk. Risk rejection usually constitutes gross negligence and is a violation of due care and due diligence. Risk rejection is not a valid risk response when dealing with cyber issues. However, the difference between risk rejection and risk mitigation is risk mitigation means that you've already gone through the steps to make sure that you've done everything reasonable and feasible to address the risk, whereas rejection is simply ignoring it. One of the common misconceptions about risks is that identifying risks is scary, so you ignore them. However, once you identify that risks are there, then you can plan for them and you can plan to mitigate them effectively. So, can you eliminate risk? No. But not all risks are inherently bad. There's always going to be some degree of risk in everything we do and how businesses operate. It's important for businesses to understand those risks and to respond to them effectively. If you have questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below and check out our other videos answering commonly asked questions. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when we post our new videos.